Hello, my name's Alejandro Martinez. Currently, I'm an RSP teacher in San Jose, California. I've worked a big variety of jobs. I've had many different jobs and was working since I could at 16. From retail, fast food, education, mental health field, nonprofits. A big variety, and lucky enough, I've been able to stay here in San Jose working here. And this is also where I got my education, San Jose State University. But the most important jobs for me were working at a nonprofit where they were giving alternative therapy services. And it was quite successful for people who experience PTSD to go through, a very low cost therapy where I was slowly becoming a therapist with them. However, things just didn't work out with my schedule that I couldn't continue it. And then the next most important job for me was working as a direct care staff for people who got 24-hour care designated by the hospital. These people with, intense mental disabilities and sometimes physical disabilities. It was a very intense line of work, and it didn't require. I just felt that I could use my education at a different place, and that's when I became a behavior technician, which eventually got me contracted to work at a school as a paraeducator at the school I currently work at. So I was there last year, and this is what really inspired me to pursue a career in special education, just working hand in hand with teachers and other paraeducators and learning about how there's such a strong need and desire for more special educators, all over the world, and particularly here in San Jose. There is a big demand for it, and I fit very well into the role, especially, working at a school that I didn't attend, but I was in the same district, so I lived in the area my entire life, essentially, which made it very special and, easier to build rapport with students. And a lot of the people I worked with, hyped me up a lot with my abilities to connect with the students and be flexible, also very hardworking, and doing whatever I could to, help the environment, help students learn, connect with them. It was very special, and I actually wanted to do general education first to get a little more experience, but the school called me over the summer, very close to the school starting, the year starting, I'm sorry. But I said yes immediately to the offer of working as an RSP teacher, so that's what I'm doing right now. It is a lot of work, to say the least, but I have a very great team I'm working with, and they are super supportive. Also, with the teacher I worked under last year, helped me a lot since I'm sort of taking over her position. And, her and many of the other teachers, and mostly the students, inspired me to, take up that role. And just to wrap up, the three things that I hope to learn throughout this course specifically, starting with number one, I would say the way history has handled educating those who are not on track with general education. I'm curious about how things were different and how they have changed for those who are not on track with the rest of the general education population. What laws do we currently use on a day-to-day basis in the classroom is the second that I'm very curious to learn about, since I am familiar with some laws regarding special education, but I'm curious what types of laws were put in place to, help protect our students and make sure they are getting the help they need. And then for number three, I'm curious about what advocates are currently fighting for special education, and how do I advocate for my students towards the general educators who also share the same students I have. Thank you for watching.